WDTN, the station that's on your side. This is 2 News at 11.
If you're cooking, we're looking. Good evening, I'm Mark Allen. That is the warning from Eaton Police tonight to those who run meth labs. Holly Samuels live in Eaton with what to be on the lookout for. It's our top story at 11. Holly.
Well, there could be dozens of meth labs operating in the Miami Valley right now. In fact, just in 2009, law enforcement shut down 350 labs in the state of Ohio alone. And that's why police here in Eaton have taken the time to train some citizens to be their eyes and ears out on the street. One image after another, random bottles, jars, and cups. They look like messy houses, but they're actually something much more dangerous.
Somebody may be looking right at a meth lab and have no idea what it is.
I always thought everything would be set out in some kind of order, and oh yeah, you know, you'd be able to tell it exactly.
Deadly concoctions of acids and other chemicals can go undetected if you don't know what you're looking for. That's why the Eaton Police Division is playing teacher, training citizens to be their own soldiers in the fight against methamphetamines.
So our goal is to reach out to the community, show them what a meth lab is.
Meth can be made anywhere, from homes to hotels to cars and even tents. Its effects are shocking. It causes rotting teeth, sores, paranoia, and premature aging. This woman used for less than 3 years, and this was the result. And making it can be deadly. Earlier this month, 3 people were killed when a lab exploded in the Franklin area.
Yeah, this kind of thing scares you, but we all need the information.
And I'm on your side with some ways to spot a meth lab in your neighborhood. Police say one sign is an ammonia, acidic, or salty smell in the air. They also say to keep an eye out for containers outside the home, like propane tanks or gas cans. And watch for neighbors who burn their trash often, or if they're up all night. Meth addicts can sometimes be awake for days. If you see any of those warning signs or anything suspicious, make sure you contact your local police department. Reporting live in Eaton, Holly Samuels, 2 News on your side.
New at 11, a Clark County father indicted on attempted murder and assault charges. Authorities say Samson Dalton fought and threatened to shoot a man that he claimed had stolen his heroin. Police found a gun, drugs, and 2 children inside Dalton's car. Luckily, no one was hurt. Well, new video of a thief who has a taste for high-end electronics. Surveillance pictures show the woman walking out the emergency exit of the Walmart in Sydney this past Sunday. Police say she stole 2 laptop computers, but one was recovered in a confrontation with a store employee. The woman got away, though, in a black or blue Buick SUV. That vehicle right there. Call police if you spot the woman or the vehicle. A Dane police officer opens fire on a man who he says aimed a rifle at him. Megan O'Rourke has the search for the suspect in this Crime Stoppers alert.
Investigators combed the scene where an officer fired 3 shots early Tuesday morning. They're collecting the evidence in hopes that it will lead them to the suspect who they say started it all. According to police officials, throughout Monday night, they received multiple reports of shots being fired around DeSoto Bass.
Our crews responded several times, and every time they responded, everybody scattered. They received compliance, and everybody was orderly. Nonetheless, it kept on acting up.
Neighbors tell me it sounded like a war zone with bullets flying from all directions.
Just all sorts of gunfires and gun battles and police shootings and all this. It was crazy.
Around 3 o'clock, officers were again called to the scene and immediately spotted a suspect who they say was armed and dangerous.
One of our officers observed a gentleman holding a rifle. He basically chased him on foot. The gentleman hid in the area of 1017 Clement and stood up, raised a rifle towards the officer. The officer fired 3 rounds at the suspect. The suspect fled.
Investigators say there's no reason to believe the suspect was hit because there wasn't any blood found at the scene, and so far no one's been taken to any area hospitals with gunshot wounds. The police are still investigating the incident. They have recovered the suspect's rifle and are lifting fingerprints, looking for his identity. If caught, investigators say he could face multiple charges, including attempted felonious assault and attempted murder. The officer, on the other hand, is being commended for his quick actions by both his commanders and the citizens he serves.
They're doing their job. That's all I can say. If they don't do their job, a lot more should happen.
He absolutely did the right thing. That's my expectation of my officers here in the 3rd District. That's the expectation of any law enforcement agency, to make sure that the officers go home safe at night, do the right thing, and that's what he did.
I'm Megan O'Rourke, 2 News on your side.
If you have any information that can help police find their man, call Crime Stoppers at 222-7867. Well, the man who shot and paralyzed a Dayton police officer back in the year 2000 has died. Corrections officials found Raham Twitty dead in his cell at Lebanon Correctional late this morning. Twitty was serving 70 years for shooting Dayton police officer Mary Bell, who died from those injuries 2 years later. Montgomery County prosecutor Matt Heck says Twitty's death should serve as an important reminder.
I want to point out to everyone, there is simply no sentence, no period of incarceration, nor the defendant's death today that would or could ever ease the pain caused by this defendant to Mary Bell and her family and this community.
Investigators say there is no sign of foul play in Twitty's death. Well, new at 11, a former Richmond city employee admits to stealing on the job. Julie Smithson pleads guilty to theft charges. The former manager of the Richmond Street Department admits to charging more than $2,500 worth of tools and supplies for personal use. Smithson was fired and arrested in 2009. She could serve up to 2 years in prison. She'll learn her fate August 10th. Also new at 11, a teen charged in the beating death of an alpaca sits in jail for driving drunk. 17-year-old Nicholas Reynolds' bond was set at $250,000 today. He was arrested on DUI charges Saturday while free on a separate bond. 23-year-old Stacy Mullins, a passenger in Reynolds' car, also appeared in court again today. She is charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Mullins and Reynolds had been ordered to stay away from one another. Well, on to weather now. Turn off the AC and open those windows wide tonight. Gorgeous out there. Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis tracking it with Live Doppler 2X. Brian?
That's right, Mark. Feeling like early fall tonight. We'll find temperatures tomorrow morning heading down to the low 50s. Not expecting any record lows. We need to get into the 40s to establish any kind of records. But we'll be close to those 40s, especially some of the outlying areas. And the most powerful radar tonight in the Miami Valley, Live Doppler 2X, is showing dry weather. Minster and Fort Loramie up around Lake Loramie and Loramie Creek extending on southward there through Newport, heading down to Lockington. Sydney looking at dry weather as we check out all of Shelby County. And the rest of the region tonight enjoying the dry conditions too. And those temperatures, as I mentioned, will be cool tonight. Upper 40s expected over the northern part of the state. Low 50s down our way. Even upper 50s and low 60s and very pleasant down in places like Evansville and Louisville. And for the rest of the week, lots of sunshine, beautiful weather. Those cool nights will continue, mild days, although getting warmer again as we head toward the weekend. Your complete forecast coming up.
Well, part of a street is washed away in Wilmington after recent heavy rains. You can find the gigantic sinkhole just outside a floral shop on West Locust Street. It's so big it could swallow a car. City officials say the recent rains caused an underground culvert to collapse and break a water main. It's going to take the city some time to make repairs. Well, with the holiday weekend approaching, authorities want to make sure everyone gets home safely, including those who might overindulge. Free cab rides are being offered this Independence Day weekend to Montgomery County residents. Since the Arrive Safe program began 3 years ago, more than 1,000 free rides have been given.
There's simply no reason, no excuse for driving while being intoxicated or impaired. We've actually increased the number of cabs. We've added another cab company so that people will not have to wait to get a cab.
Arrive Safe starts this Friday at 6 p.m., runs until Monday at 6 a.m. Any Montgomery County resident can get a free ride up to a $50 fare. The number to call is 449-9999. Well, thousands of Ohioans are getting refunds from a well-known insurance company. Next year at 11, the reason behind the credit is going to cost the company nearly $6 million. And Twihards are showing up right now in droves to be the first to see the new film Eclipse. Live at 11, we'll tell you that you still have time to get in line.